Yo, what is going on, guys? In this video, I wanted to talk to you about the Madden 24 beta that is going to be dropping next week and really give you guys some sort of an inside my mind type of thing of what you should be looking for when it comes to testing out the new game, right? At the beginning, when that first beta drops, everybody's going to hop into games. They're going to go ahead running the same stuff they ran this year. Some people may run, what they ran last year. Some people honestly might look for what they enjoyed running the most, right? Whether it's from 2, 3, 4 Maddens ago, or you may be testing whatever new plays and formations you see they add to the game. Because hopefully, knock on wood, they are going to add some sort of new plays to the game. But for the testing portion of it and how you should go about taking what you can learn in the beta and transforming it to your game when the game actually drops, you need to look at concepts. And I'm going to give you my top 3 concepts that I'm personally going to be looking for when it comes to playing the Madden 24 beta. So first thing that I'm going to go into it, and it's going to be bouncing from every single stack formation that's in the game. You got wing stack, empty tray stack. There's some stack formations and shotguns. So like you've got stack Y off weak. You got stack Y flex in New Orleans playbook. I want to see if we can create some of the same concepts where we can abuse man coverage in that sense, right? Creating that stack look to give us either quick passes or rubs on the receiver, things like that. So for those that don't know exactly what I'm talking about, when you're facing man coverage or even zone, here's probably my favorite one at this point in the year, right? So you're just going to basically hike, throw a bullet pass lead to the inside, and even if they press you, they're not going to actually be able to because of the release and route combos of the 2 receivers on that side, right? So that play is curl post drag out of the wing stack formation. You can do that out of a ton of different formations. Here's empty tray stack, curl switch is the name of this one. And then let me find a press play like a 2-man under, right? So if my opponent's in 2-man under, you'll see it's not really going to matter. You can do the same exact concept. And the reason I want to look for stack formations is because every single year when the game first drops, the very first defense people are going to go to is man coverage. That's a normal, state of affairs for new Madden games. But now you're going to pair that with the fact that this whole year, Madden 23, has been man coverage pretty much the entire year up until the last maybe, I don't know, month or so where you had a lot more Mabel coverage. Man coverage is absolutely the go-to first thing you need to figure out how to beat. And I have a feeling stack formations are going to be a easy way for us to beat those and really start putting schemes together. So that's number 1 for me. Number 2, and this is going to seem kind of silly to a lot of you guys, but I want to see how good quarterback runs are. Almost every single year, there are quarterback runs that are better than regular runs, right? Most runs outside of an 0-1 trap this year are honestly worse than quarterback draws. Now, like I have Ken Stabler here, but everybody for the most part is going to be in dime, dollar, 3-3-5, all of those defenses that allow us to have multiple DBs on the field. And QB draws generally have given us the ability to really do well at beating those type of defenses, whether they are sitting in coverage and they're just bluffing a blitz, or if they're trying to send that dual edge pressure type of look. Quarterback draws are really good. Also, I like this because with the first couple of weeks the game comes out, everybody is going to go to whatever quarterback has pass lead elite or set feet lead or gunslinger or some variation of some of those throwing velocity boosts. And a lot of people don't really understand how good quarterback runs are, so they skip over the Lamar Jacksons, Kyler Murray's, or in this upcoming game, hopefully, Anthony Richardson has some built-in abilities with his mobility. So for those of you that have not seen how good quarterback draws can be, generally, I mean, as you can see right here, I mean, this is with Ken Stabler and Mutt, and I picked up 8-9 yards. I mean, you get this with decent stick, and say your opponent's blitzing you, and the defensive tackle doesn't shed, quarterback draws can go for crib shots. Now, the one thing that I'm positive will happen is I'm sure the quarterback will fumble. So you just put it on conservative. That's what I need to test out. I need to make sure that the quarterbacks still do not fumble when running on conservative, because right now they don't. And then I obviously need to see how it reacts to some of these spinner type of defenses, right? DB Fire, spinner. Overstorm Braves, probably not the best example because so many people are coming in free, like right off the defensive line. But any of these spread blitzes, like I mentioned, spinner, DB Fire, stuff like that, will really be countered well by the quarterback draw. So that's number 2 for me. And then the third thing that I want to look at is generally how do corner routes get played. And I'm going to give you an example here because in previous years, you haven't needed to have a streak run off a deep zone. You could just come out and I use this play PA dig as an example. Against an outside third, without a streak route, I wouldn't be able to actually throw this route. But as you can see here, actually we were still kind of able to make that throw. At the beginning of this year, you weren't able to make that throw because you didn't have a route going deep. So, as I just got absolutely insta-shed. But basically, without that deep zone, I think maybe this guy's pulling it. I'm not really sure what's pulling the outside third right here. But, yeah, like, see, I'm able to actually make this throw. Normally, I wouldn't be able to make that throw. So, if I need a streak route on the side of the corner, I need to find plays that have the ability for me to do that, right? I can't just line up a trips tight end, for instance, right? So if I was in a trips tight end or like a trio, right? So just having a stock corner would not be a cover 3, right? So just something like this, right? I need to see if this corner is going to beat the cover 3. And if it does, then I know that I can be in a formation like a trips like that, where I don't have multiple options on this side. If I can't beat a cover 3 that way, then it really limits what you need to do. You need to be in those bunch or at least a stack or a two tight end set, something along those lines, to where you have the ability to, for instance, like steal or drive, right? You've got that streak to pull the corner or pull the outside third, allowing the corner to get open. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. Those are the 3 things I am going to look for. I'm going to look for the easiest way to beat zone, which is most likely going to be corners, right? And then once I figure out how corner routes will actually work, I'm going to look at the stack formations, because once again, I want to make sure that I can beat man coverage very easily. If the stack allows me to do that, perfect. If it doesn't, then I know that I am going to have to find normal man beating routes. And after that, you're pretty much looking at defense and run game, right? So if you can beat man, you can beat zone. Now you're going to be looking at your standard like mesh concepts. So you can start using a lot of the concepts that have worked in the past, right? Your 2 drags, your flat and a post. That's a mesh concept. Things along that line or that nature, to where you can really start putting together your whole scheme. And of course, EA is going to make changes from the beta to the end products. They always are going to do that. And if it's like any other year past, the beta is going to have better defense than what we get on release day. It's just, once again, they have us play the beta. They get our hopes up. We're going to have a good game. Release day game comes out, or maybe it's the second patch of it. They really want the casual people to start playing and to enjoy playing. Therefore, they make offense a little bit easier. But you're going to need to know what I'm talking about in terms of beating man, beating zone. And to me, this is the easiest way to go about it. I would not waste too much time looking for a quote unquote, dominant run. You don't know what formation you're going to be in at this point in the year, so don't worry too much about your run scheme and focus on your man beating routes, your zone floods essentially, and then start playing around with defense, right? Try to find a blitz, try to find the easiest way for you to mix up your coverage shells. Look for anything that's unique. That's the very first thing you need to look for. Anything that has unique blitzing angles or unique routes. Hop in the beta, test them out, see what is overpowered. I promise you they will put in something new and fresh in this beta that hasn't been in this year's game that we will be able to take advantage of and abuse throughout the course of next year. So get a jump start on it, start building your scheme, and hopefully we get a good product, we get a good game. And with that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in a couple weeks. Peace out.